MG Rob back with you, and today we're doing an update on Project Ginsu. So it wouldn't be a proper YouTube channel if I didn't do an unboxing at least once in a while. I've been ordering some parts for Project Ginsu. Now everything else hasn't come in yet, but this has. So what I bought, the Kirky racing seat. This is their 17-inch wide road racing seat. Now if I think this will fit the car fine. I think it'll fit me with the 17-inch wide. But it'll be tight for some of my friends and other people I know that might want to ride in the car. So as long as this fits okay and I'm happy with it, then I'll look at the 18-inch seat for the passenger side. But once I get this thing fitted, if I decide it's really what I want, then I can actually start doing the roll cage, because I can mock up the driving position and know where my rear hoop bar has got to be. So this is a multi-piece seat that actually bolts together and is adjustable for some varying incline. And it is 5 and 6-point harness compatible, as well as Hans device compatible. And it does come with the cover and all the padding.
So here's a little closer look at it now that I got it loosely assembled. Now in the description it did say there was some adjustment in incline, but the only adjustment I actually see and the instructions say anything about is height adjustment. Right here they got 5 positions in height adjustment to get the shoulder belts at the right height for the driver. Now I've got this set right now at the middle position, and then I'm going to have to sit in it and see where it sits to make final adjustments. So here's the cover, there's the bottom of the cover, and then there's the top. Ooh, look at that. That must add 65 horsepower to the car. Cool. Now I don't need to do heads and cam. Who am I kidding? I'm still going to want to do heads and cam either way. Well, let me get these things snapped on here and we'll show you what it looks like snapped together. So there it is with the cover snapped on it. So like I said, I gotta get it mocked up in the car so that I know where the rear hoop bar has to sit before I can actually get that properly measured to be able to start the roll cage. So in the finest tradition of MGs, I threw some plywood in the floor so I can mock the seat up.
Alright, so I got the seat kind of sitting in place with a block behind it here to kind of hold it in rough position. I do have a set of pedals in there, steering column, and I got a steering wheel sitting here. So now I can get in there and see how it all fits. I did get some of the bracing cut out of here so I can get in and out of the car now that I've got a little bit more stuff welded together. Now I have to check on the height here with the helmet on and see where it's all going to land in relation to my roll bar to know how high the seat has to be within the car. But this position's roughly about where I want to be. And the seat feels pretty good. So now that I'm sitting in the car for the first time, I guess I got to do the obligatory vroom vroom noises now. So. Well, I guess that doesn't really sound much like a LS, but maybe more like a rotary. Rob Dom would love it. Alright, so I have been doing some work on Ginsu here lately. Now I haven't been able to film all of it, as I am running on a bit of a time crunch to have this thing done by, or not done, but rolling by spring. So if I took the time to film every single thing I did, I might run out of time. But at any rate, I figured out how I was going to tie all this stuff in up here. I put some gussets right here in the front that are right at the end of that square tubing I put in here. That'll all weld to the bottom of my box tubing here. And I put some gussets right here, right underneath the A-post. Because looks like that's where my front tube of the roll cage is going to land, right on top of that. So I went and gusseted it right there. And then I boxed the end of my square tubing in. So that way, because I went ahead and drilled through here, I can go ahead and plug weld through here, right into the end of there. And I also drilled through this way, right here above that, and under here to be able to plug weld it all in. And I do some etch primer onto the areas that I will not be able to get to later. And then the thing just goes in like that. I'll be able to weld it up through here on the outside here. Alright, so back inside the car here, I went ahead and cut the top of the sill out there so that I could land the roll bar right on top of the tubing and weld directly to that. Then I can cap this whole thing with a plate, because if I ever do go racing this thing, and the rules for the classes I would race in require a plate there, and then if I put the plate on afterwards, weld around it, it'll satisfy the rules, even though I'm actually going beyond the rules. So then over here, once I get all this pulled up nice and tight, I'll weld it across here. I did box all this in. And I got this piece here. And I'll then put in right here. As a gusset to weld to better tie in the two pieces together. And it gives me a nice big flat area here. Oops. So then the roll bar should land right about there. And then I'll rebuild all this box section, like here's the original piece I cut out. I'll rebuild that whole box section around that. And then put a plate on top that welds it. That welds from all the way up to here, down into here somewhere, tying it all together. And the other thing I'm working on is all this back here. So I got this just a little half by half strip here, which I'm probably going to end up making that wider. But once I get all that lined up, then I'll take these pieces, and once I finish trimming them up, they'll go back in there, weld all back in and connect to here, so that way it'll all look nice and neat and tidy and relatively factory in appearance. Well, that's all I got for you today. Now, as always, if you like what I'm doing, let me know. Tell me in the comments. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified when my new videos come out. It's MG Rob. Later.